So we've covered a lot of auto shows in the past 6 months. We've seen hundreds of cars and concept vehicles. So now that we're here in New York, wrapping things up, we thought we'd look back and pick some of our favorites from the season. So Mike, what did you like?
I don't actually have to look back that far. Mine showed up just yesterday. It was an honest surprise. We didn't know it was coming, and it's the Chevy Camaro Z28. They chucked out all the unnecessary stuff like carpeting in the trunk and a stereo, and they dropped in a big 7-liter LS7 from the Corvette Z06, which is one of the best motors in the world ever. My favorite of New York, my favorite of the season. I want to drive that yesterday.
Okay, well I like the Chevy too. I like the new Corvette shown at Detroit. Big star of the show, but I think they did a really great job in taking, this iconic car and remaking it for the 7th generation. It looks fantastic in all the colors they showed it in. It's got the new LS or LT1 engine, so I think they really knocked it out of the park with that one. It's hard not to like that. So, how about you, Ann?
My favorite was all the way back in Paris. I picked out the Porsche Panamera Sport Turismo. It was kind of a surprise at VW Group Night, and it was the way the Panamera should have looked in the first place, a wagon. And of course, one of the big deals was to show a more powerful version of their parallel hybrid system. But, of course, there's a tiny portion of me holding out hope that there would actually be a production version.
And now, for the first time ever, Alistair and James on camera together. So, what was your favorite car of the whole auto show season?
Of the whole auto show season? It's a tough one. I mean, Geneva was spectacular just because there were so many multi-million-dollar cars. I liked LaFerrari, stupid name, quite like the car. Wasn't less keen on the McLaren P1, I suspect it'll be pretty awesome to drive, but for me the standout car there was an old favourite really, reborn, the 911 GT3. Might not have a manual stick anymore, but I think it's going to be pretty special. And in the real world it'll be just as fast as LaFerrari or the P1 or any silly Lamborghini you want to care to mention.
Of all the American shows, I think this one, New York, was probably the most significant because I look back and have trouble thinking of what was even in LA. And beyond the Corvette, Detroit, I don't know, but here you had the CTS, and you had the Range Rover Sport, and you had the Kia Soul, which is huge for Kia. But I would say that my favorite cars of the show were the new A3, and then seeing the CLA, because I do think that class is something to really watch all over the world.
You see, I find it interesting you like the A3, because for me, Audi's just losing the plot. Every car looks the same. It's just too much. The A3 looks like the A4, which looks like the A5, and it just goes on and on.
I don't disagree with you. I do think it looks like everything else that they make, and that's probably not the best thing. Sort of seems that if we didn't get our car out at all those other shows, let's get them to New York.
So there you have it. That's our favourites from the auto season 2012-2013.